friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight, mixing colors day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here again, back for another crafty video. So, this is where we are with this. So this is how it's currently looking. Okay, so it's gone crackly, and that's because it's drying out through a very absorbent substrate. So the cardboard is like sucking all the moisture out of it very quickly, and so it's drying with a crackled finish. But you know, I'm not mad at it. I actually quite like it. So there's a few wispy bits of hot glue on it. So remember we were so I'm filming this before you've seen the last video, so I can't tell whether you want me to use these or not. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of park this and decide about those later until I know whether you've said that you want me to use them or not. But we're going to start thinking about windows. So I've got some Perspex, and I'm not sure how I want to do these windows, because I'm thinking maybe I should have put them behind this frame, but they're going to have to sit much further in. In fact, that's too big to deal with. Hang on, let's just cut this down. So let's just have a think about this. So I'm going to cut a panel so that it is similar sort of size to the window. Just easier to work with that way. And it's going to have to sit in there. Now, is that? Do you know something? That's actually not that too bad. Not that too bad. I'm glad you're glad I'm here, aren't you? I was thinking it's going to need some kind of cross section in it, isn't it? Now I've got to think about how I'm going to make these windows. Well, that's quite a traditional shape in the UK. So I have a bit that opens at the top. Or to have them, they tend to be one solid panel and one opening bit. And I want it to look, so that's quite a retro look. So like that's kind of a very 1970s kind of shape. So we want it to look like an old building. So maybe that's what I should do, is have a cross of that. But also I need to think about, the other thing I wanted to think about is we need to do something with the roof. So I'm not sure what I want. I'm just going to gives me opportunity to have a bit of a mull over what I'm doing with that. So with the roof, now I don't want the roof to crack, so I think what I'm going to do is whatever I do, so I was thinking of doing it with that, you know, I'd suggested doing it with bits of cardboard and overlaying it, and I don't really know what I'm going to do. So this video is a lot of I don't know what I'm going to do, so so you're glad you tuned in, aren't you, really? So I wanted to see if I'd got some grey cardboard. Now I know I definitely did have at one point, so I might just have a look and then come back to you. So I went looking for some grey cardboard, which I've got a file folder here, so that's fine. I'll probably use that. But I found this as well. So this is cardboard, but it's got like a wooden finish to it. So I think it's like a thin layer of wood over that's put onto craft card, and I don't know what it is, but I love it. Look at that. That is just delicious, and I don't know whether I'm going to use it in this project, but just how gorgeous is this? This is amazing. So I've forgotten I got this. That's the problem. How many times have we bought stuff and then forgotten that we've got it? But yeah, I just thought I'd show you this because I thought maybe I might use that. You know, if I'm going for that kind of 70s look, then maybe some paneling inside so you can see it through the window. That's a nice one as well. So yes, so that was a find. You know, I'm gonna have to put that somewhere where I'll never find it. No, I mean where I'll find it again. I'm just gonna shove it there, so because that's logical. So this. Now, I'm wondering whether this is going to work, so don't know why this one got thrown out, because it's actually perfectly good, but, you know, it got shoved in the rubbish with all the others, so I normally get them when they've been broken open, so it was probably one that got overlooked, and I'm hoping this is kind of tile coloured. I want to just give it a go. So I don't know whether this is going to be right and whether this is going to work, but this is what I've seen other people do. So you start at this edge, I think, but you have, so I think you get a strip of, no, not that kind of strip, Dave. You don't want me stripping. Trust me, you do not want me to strip. So let's do this, because then this will go on the trimmer better. So I'm going to go for, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch, and then fold it over. And fold it over again, I think, and then do you fold it over again? No, because you don't want them all regular, uniform, do you? So you kind of just take a bit of a chunk out of the end, and then you do another bit of a chunk out of it, and then you do another bit that's just maybe a different shape. And then these chunks, so I think I've shown you this before, I've definitely shown you this before, but I want to see what it looks like as a tile rather than I did it out of just piece of paper last time. So we want to get all of those bits out. So I've got Good King Wenceslas in my head for some reason, so although it is the 8th of December, so that could be the reason why. So just warning you, if it makes an appearance, that's the reason why. And if you're watching this in August, it'll be very confusing as to why I've suddenly started singing Good King Wenceslas. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Yeah. That's enough of that, Dave. So then when you open it out, and then you layer it, so I need another one of those. I think I need to cut that bit off, because I don't think that makes a full one. Let's leave it for now. So let's maybe do another one of those. Fold it over, fold it over. The only thing I don't like about this is it's very difficult to cut, except for that bit cut fine. It's when you're cutting these tiny bits that it's just difficult to make it, to fully cut it out, but I guess that makes it look unique, doesn't it? So I'm hoping this is going to look okay, so try and get those pieces out. I'll have to cut that again. So this is going to be quite laborious to do it like this, and it's definitely something I'm not going to be doing on camera. Nobody wants to watch me cut tiny bits out, and I'm not even sure I want to be watched doing this for any great length of time. So like that, and then what you're supposed to do is you kind of layer them so that they're a bit staggered, and they look like tiles. I don't know whether they do though, so maybe if we go for the actual grey colour, because you don't have tiles all lined up, you have them staggered, and then you draw lines. So I guess what you would do is you draw lines between them. So let's just do a very rudimentary line. It doesn't have to be perfect, because tiles are not perfect, especially slate tiles. Or do we go for a corrugated roof? Because that would be fairly easy using corrugated CAD. I don't know why I said it like that. CAD. And of course you don't need to do the whole line because you don't see it all. It's going to be overlaid. So the piece has got a bit still in it. And then we do that. I don't know. Does it look like tiles? Well, I mean, like, yes, I guess it does. You have them kind of just hanging off. I don't know what I'd do with the underside of this. I'm undecided of the underside. Oh, shut up, Dave. Do you know what? I do quite like it. Now I've seen it on, I do quite like it. I don't know whether that is the best option though, or do I go down the route of, like the render, if I lay it thicker, I could score some lines in it. I don't know what that's going to look like though. Tell you what, now I've experimented with that, maybe I should experiment with the other way. So where is that? So I used the brown on the outside of there, but this is the grey that I didn't use. This one's full. I'm just going to mix this. Now the thing is, I want to be able to experiment, but I don't want to use too much of it because obviously I want to be able to use it. I don't have any more of it. So spread this out onto here. I don't want to use loads, but I do need it to be a fairly thick affair. I would say if I'm going to do this, I would have to do it so that it had some so coated with something, maybe some Mod Podge first, so it doesn't crack, because I don't want the tiles to look cracked. And then using one of these, then let's go fully to the edge and make it look squared off. Okay, so do I then try maybe it's going to be very messy if I do this. What I don't like is that lump of stuff between it. So that's the other option. Don't like that. I'll be honest, I don't like that. It looks more like paving than it does. So I think that's answered my question then, hasn't it, really? So that's definitely answered my question. So I'll keep it because I'll use it for maybe the paving or something to keep that away from everything else because it's wet. Leave that there. Hopefully I'll remember to do something with it. So I think this is the way it's going to go. So I think what I'm going to have to do is make a lot of this. So what I'll do then is I'll go for longer strips. So if I'm going for longer strips, then I'll cut it myself. I'll just do it myself and make it what I might do is on this video I might cut this down, and then tonight I might sit and cut it. So tonight we're going to have a real good time. I feel alive, and the world is turning inside. Yeah. Shut up, Dave. So yeah, I think what I might do is I might make these strips. Oh, shut up, Dave, with the strip. Yeah. And then we'll turn to the windows. Or actually, one of the other things I'd like to do is try to experiment with making it look a bit dirty. Because the render is kind of at the stage I want it to be. But I want it to be dirtier. I'm not even going to bother measuring these now, I'm just going to go for it. This could be a mistake, couldn't it? How many of these am I going to need? Am I going to need? So I need a bit of an idea of quantity. Right, first of all, let's just cut these tabby bits off because they're annoying. They're stopping me being able to layer it. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about deep across the table. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel. Then an old man came in sight, gathering winter fuel. So that... quite a few, aren't I? So, being honest, Dave, yes. Hopefully you think this is the right direction to go. Oh, these tabby bits on the end are driving me mad. And, oh dear, I've definitely gone off on a slope. I guess it's not going to really matter, you're not going to see it all anyway, so... and then... yeah, we could do with doing something to do with the outside of it. I'm going to cut that bit off. I don't think I'm going to use... I'll keep it in case I do use it. But it might be good for the... oh, yeah, I need to think about the ridge tiles as well, don't I? Right, let's cut these bits off because they're just going to annoy me. And of course I can always overlay, I can lay all the bits that I cut off, you know, because these are obviously too long. I can piecemeal some of it back together again. Oh dear, blimey, Dave! If you're going to use a ruler, actually use a ruler. Don't just let the blade go wherever you like, wherever it likes. I mean, right. So, I wonder if that's going to be enough. So I shall cut the ends of these off, and then, like I say, I shall do this tonight. Anyway, I won't do that now. So yeah, hopefully that's what we're going to do with the roof. So roof. The only thing that's playing with me is I don't know whether that's dark enough. I mean, it's slate grey. It's definitely slate grey. I guess though we could make it look darker. We could weather it. I think that would definitely. I wonder if that would make a difference. That would definitely make a difference. I wonder if it would make a difference. Dave, stop talking to yourself. You're not talking to yourself. You're talking to these people, these lovely people here. That's who you're talking to. So shut up. So, let's go. I don't know whether black soot might be a bit dark. We'll see. I'm sure I had one that was more of a grey colour. Anyway, don't want to use my normal dauber in that, do I? Definitely don't want to be using my normal dauber. Shall I use this? No, not really. Let's use this old one. This has had lots of colours on it, so. I just want to see whether it makes a difference having some kind of like colour on the edges. Because they don't look, after they've been on the roof, they don't look that clean. We could put some moss on it. Let's do that one and then do this one. Sorry, gone quiet. Because I was thinking, I was processing. So yeah, I want you to tell me about the window boxes. So that's because I won't put them on if people don't think, or they think I need to go back to the drawing board on those. I could always use them as tubs in the garden. Crockett and Tubbs. Do you remember Crockett and Tubbs? Was it Miami Vice? I think it was Miami Vice. So if I do that, do they kind of look a bit more real if they're... I guess it's really hard to tell, isn't it? What looks real, what doesn't look real. Hey, who knows? Yeah, I kind of think I don't want it to be too shallow. I kind of think like that would be about right for where I'll use it, like that amount of visibility, and then we'll just make them look, I don't know, darker colour. I think this one's actually had black on it. I just want to kind of mucky it up a bit. Maybe if they look a bit grubbier, they'll look more tile-like. You know, just because it's too uniform grey, I think that's the toying with my head. Now, I'm not going to worry about that bit there because. Oh, you know what? Yes, definitely. That's what we're doing. Definitely. So. That's what we're going to do. So that's going to be made out of those. Now that I'm happy with that, that's going to be made out. Oh dear, Dave. That's going to be made out of those. So I'm going to have to sit and be creative tonight. but I think that's what we're going to have as the roof. So now for windows, we need to go back to. Oh no, I was going to talk about colouring this. So I think I'm going to have to. Maybe I should create some render on a test piece, or do I just go for it? Don't know. Right, let's sort windows out because I know what I was doing with those. So I'm gonna have to put the windows in on this bit. There's bits of things that are going to stop it from being flat. I think I'm actually just going to put the plastic bit of the window in, and then, you know, if I want to put a frame in, I'll put a frame in afterwards, because that'll be attached to the front bit anyway. So I think I'm just going to glue these pieces in. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to, they don't have to be perfect, because if I do anything with the inside, I'll do it so that you can't, you know, I'll cover it with like wallpaper or something or whatever. Although my diorama was planning to be from the outside and just have the interior kind of lit. So maybe I'll do this a bit shorter. Hang on. Let's do a plan, Dave. Let's have a plan of action going on instead of just bullying a china shop. Put that on there. Does that fit on there? It does. Does this one fit on there? It does, but I think it'll be better on the bottom window. This one, I just don't want it to have too much of an overhang. That one on there. Oh, then that should fit on there, shouldn't it? Yep. And then we want another piece similar size to that. A door I need to think about. Definitely need to think about a door. Okay, so they're the two windows for down there. Okay, they're the windows. I know that seems very like bish bash bosh, done windows, but there's more to them. I just wanted the perspex cut out. So door wise, let's think about door. Okay, so I want a door that goes on here. No, that's a way too big a ruler to try and measure a tiny door with, Dave. Let's use a tiny ruler to measure a tiny door. So the door measures 3 inches. Is it 3 inches all round? Yeah, 3 inches by just under 1.5. So I think grey board might be the answer to that. So I'm going to get some grey board. Hang on. Grey board. So I need to cut this down to 1.5 by 3. So let's go 1.5. And let's go 3. And let's use my this is a high enough side ruler to be able to do this with. Don't want to cut my fingers off, so oh no, that's not the piece, Dave. That's the piece that you want to cut out. That doesn't look straight. How is that? Oh, I bet that edge was not straight. Is that straight? I wished I had a, what's it called? Is it a compass? No, a set square. Oh, I do have a set square. I've got a very old set square here. Is that straight? Oh, you know what? It is. Why does it not look straight? Is that straight? It is. It's straight to that edge. Is that straight? That edge straight? No, it's a little out. Tiny bit out. About that one. Well, that's a tiny bit out as well. That one. That's less out. That one's not out at all. So that edge, actually that's the edge that I don't know. Right, let's just cut it out and see whether it's square then. That's the problem when you're not working with square edges. They don't. And like, I know it's only a fraction, but I don't know, for some reason I can see it. I guess that could be a gift, a skill, but I'm not sure it is. Okay, so still looks wrong to me. Still doesn't look right. It was not going to fit in there anyway, so it's going to fit that way. No, okay, so we need to take a fraction off this to be able to get it in there. So I'm going to cut a fraction off it and then keep cutting fractions off rather than cut a big chunk off and then find it doesn't fit. So just trying to be careful so I don't cut my fingers off. Does that fit? About that way up. No, it still doesn't fit. So it's only seems to be a tiny bit now it doesn't fit by, so I'll go for like a 16th of an inch now. Oh, that fits. Don't think the door frame's true, as in square, but yep, that fits in there. That fits as snug as a bug, that. Right, so how am I going to go about this? I'd like to have a window in it, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to achieve that. Excuse me. I'll try not to keep you all awake. So I don't know. Don't even try, Dave. That is not going to work. It's really difficult to cut a circle with a blade as well, unless you've got a guideline to be able to cut by. So that's why I was thinking, if I put that in there, could I squeeze it and press it to cut it enough to be able to then, but it won't even go in there. So do I just go for like a square window? If I'm going to go for a square window, I want it to be fairly even. This is you see, the thing is, Dave, you're just being an idiot now, aren't you, really? So you just creating problems where none exist. It does fit. It fits lovely, perfectly. It won't open. We don't need it to open. It's not a doll's house. So keep finding bits of hot glue. So I need to think about how I'm going to get. I'm just at that point. I should have made a hole in the door first, although if I cut a bit off it wouldn't have been in the centre then, would it? So right, so let's do a bit of do a bit of drawing on it. Now this is not going to look right, I know, but I'm just playing at the moment, so I'm just going to draw some lines on it from the edges. And then draw from that edge, from that line to there, and draw from that line. I know you're thinking, what on earth is he doing? He's drawing lots of stripes on it, so, but that's what I'm doing. I'm drawing I'm making it into a zebra. It's a dual zebra. No, what I was doing is I wanted to draw lines that are quite near the edge, but I can't. You can't rest your ruler on that tiny amount. So I was drawing from the edge to the thickness of the ruler to the middle, from either side, and then measuring then the thickness of the ruler from that line to the edge, to near the edge. So that's what I was doing. So, and then if I have it, I'm not going to get the same effect this way. That was not straight, don't think, Dave. No, it was not straight, Dave. So I'm thinking a window. Let's see what this looks like if I did a window like this, just using the width of the ruler. So then that would mean that the window is going to be, it's going to be quite low down, isn't it? That's the bit I don't like. What else have I got? Do I have another ruler? I do. It's from that line to the top. That's too far away. So maybe that. I could do that with that, couldn't I? Is that straight? Ish. So if I do there. There. To. Is that straight? It's a little out, but I think that's more like it. So there to there. So if I cut this bit out, so that as my window. Okay, right, so, well, I know the door is perfect, as in it fits perfectly, so let's hope this doesn't go wrong. Are you happy with that being the same? Are you happy, Dave? I don't know, but that's a note I can't hit. Oh, get it perfectly on that line, and then turn the ruler and move the door. So perfectly on that line, so that one needs to be perfectly on that line, and then that needs to be perfectly on that line, and then that means that that then is kind of, sorry, I'm just getting my head into shot. So let's cut that. Oh, stop moving the ruler. Okay, so I now need to do this bottom line. I know this is true though, so that's fine. So on there, I'll do that. And at the end of the day, if it's wonky, it's wonky. It's part of the joy of creating. I'll turn that round and cut from the other side as well. I feel like I'm cutting through my mat into my table and not about. Yeah, there's a bit there, it's not meeting up. No, it is. Okay, so now I need to cut this line. Down there. I'm not going to be able to do that, am I? Because there's not going to be enough. Oh, I know what I could do. Put that back there, Dave, and then you can do that. That's better. Why didn't you think of that sooner, Dave? I don't know. Why didn't you? Nope, Dave, that's the only problem. It's gonna move. You've got to have fingers in all places. You've got to be an octopus. An octopus? Yep, you've got to be an octopus. Okay, so then cut this bit on that line. Again, it's moving the whole thing. Could do with something. Oh, I'll tell you what, put it on there. That would be better. That makes sense. And that'll lock it into place. So hopefully this is going to work. And I need to do that bit now. So I can cut square into that corner. Before I even try and take it out, I'm going to check and see if it's gone all the way through. That corner there needs to be. Sorry if my head's in the way a lot. That's coming out. Is that corner coming out? Oh, it is. See, a little bit wonky at the top, but I think it's. Oh no, I think it's wonky from the back. It's very wonky from the back. Don't look at the back. Don't look at the back. The top. That line is a little bit wonky, but you know what? I'm not mad at it. It's fine. So let's rub the lines out because it's kind of a bit distracting now. All those lines in it, although the lines could at the bottom could definitely be kind of used as like paneling lines. Might leave those in actually because they do look like panels, and then that will be a good guide. So if I do this, I don't know it that wide, do I? Right, again, let's use it on this grid. Where do I? Yeah, that line would be perfect, I think. And then use. No, that line. have those as like panels. I don't know whether I'm going to actually paint panels on it, but yeah, that's all right. So what I'm going to need to do with this before I do anything else to it is I'm going to need to now Mod Podge it, but that's kind of going to be where it's going to go. Don't know what colour I'm going to do it. Again, that will probably be left to you guys. Whatever colour it goes is up to you. Let's get physical. I want to get physical. No, don't get physical, Dave. You don't want to get physical. Trust me, Dave. You don't want to be physical. That's why you're in the world of craft. You don't have to do any kind of physical work. Let's use this to paint it on. Okay, because what I want to do is I just want to make sure that all of these edges are all covered. Is that going to annoy me if it's not straight? It's only not straight on the inside. Oh no, it isn't. It's not straight there as well. And the only problem is I can't see it now. If I do that, it covers it up. Right. Don't move the thing again. There we go. That's better. It's not perfect either, still. But I don't really want to be shaving it with my fingers and then losing my fingers. We're not going to see much of it from the inside, Dave, so don't worry about it. We'll just say it's an old barn door. Well, you know, we're going to make it look old anyway, aren't we? So we'll just, you know, make sure the door looks old and no, that's not a paintbrush, Dave. Old and what's the word? Not rusty. Rotten, that's the word. So I'm just going to paint over all of this so that it doesn't, well, paint over it. I'm just going to Mod Podge over it so that it's all covered in Mod Podge so that it doesn't react to anything you put on it. I could do with a bit of use a bit of bread bag instead of that, then it's not going to stick. I say bread bag, but that's, you know, that's the only way that I can get greaseproof paper in the UK. I don't seem to have it. Parchment we have, but not greaseproof paper. Used to have it all the time, but bizarre. But my bread comes in it, so. Well, I've actually started. Is this bad? I started buying loaves of bread in this paper, not because of the bread. I like the bread, but because I like the paper. Anybody else change their supermarket habits just so that they could get some of the packing? Oh, Dave, that was not a good idea. That was not a control to let go. This is the bit as well. This is the lamination bit. You can see all the layers of the grey board on the edges, so you definitely don't want your substance to get in there because it'll just end up making expand. Just hoping it doesn't react to the Mod Podge now. So the Mod Podge isn't going to be the, you know, the colour or anything like that. It's not going to stay a grey board or anything. It's just there to protect it from whatever we put on it next. Because it's very thirsty, is grey board. You can see that it's soaked all of that in. But not so much that side, strangely. Okay, so let's just move that out of the way. Just wipe this off. Put this back on here so it's not getting dab some of this off. So there's not too much of it on there. And the staining on it has only come off my fingers really, so cool. So I can leave that to dry. So that is the door. Again, don't know really where I'm going to go from here, but I just wanted to do it. I would have liked it to have had like a semicircular porthole, but do you know what? I don't. It fits with the look of the rest of the house. So yes, I think that's where I'm going to leave it today, because then I can go and start cutting that for the tiles, and then you can tell me. Right, there's two things I need you to tell me. A, do I use these, or do I just have them as planters? Maybe I should have them as planters on the bottom. I think I've kind of decided that I like them as planters, but anyway, I'll let you decide. Final decision. So how do I use those? Do I use them as planters or window boxes? What colour should the door be? And yes, I think that's it. I mean, I'm not going to let you decide the windows. I'm going to decide the windows depending on how easy it is to do. That's the answer, really. So, yeah, so that's it. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching. So, you know who I am. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all, without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And give the video a thumbs up if you like it. I realise it's a series. They're never as popular when you do series. But hopefully you're learning a little bit as we go. And it's my time to play, really, on a Friday. So, and another thing, just to let you know, I won't be doing a video as such on Christmas Day. So my scheduled release is always Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Christmas falls on Wednesday, so I won't be doing a video on Christmas Day. I might do a bit of a roundup or a little bit of a video or a flip through or something like that, but not an actual thing. And that's not to say because I film it on Christmas Day, because I don't. It's just that they don't get a very high hit rate on Christmas Day. Most of you want to be doing something else rather than watching me. So unless you think otherwise, there'll be no video. So if you do think I should, then, you know, as long as you let me know before, when's my filming schedule. So I'm filming, so it's the 8th today, and I'm filming for week commencing the 16th. So I don't know, next week really is when I really need to know. So, but you know, if you, whenever you tell me, I'll have a think about it. So anyway, that's it. So all right then, thank you very much, folks. Got some good ideas planned for the new year. We'll probably be making a new lap book. We always do a lap book in January, and it'll be a different one because we like to do a different thing every time. And that's it. So anyway, thank you very much, everyone. I will see you all in the next video. My name is Dash of Dave, and I will see you next time. Take care. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.